Hello students, in this class we'll see various output devices and their basic functionalities, means how they basically work. So we have lot of output devices, and with every technological advancement we get a new kind of device. Not talking about only output device, we get new kind of device. So we need to update ourselves with these technologies. So in our previous class, we saw various input devices, and here we'll see output devices. So first of all, we must know what is an output device. So an output device is any piece of computer hardware which convert information into human readable form. It can be a text, graphics, tactile, audio, or video. So output device is any device through which we get our computer output. We get output from a computer. It may be in form of text, video, audio. It may be in form of printed form. So we have various output devices. So the most common, the most widely used, and the very important output device, of course, is a monitor, the computer's screen. Okay, the monitor is also known as display device. So our display device is most common form of output device. You all know these things, but we'll see some more in this. It presents output visually on the computer screen. So we all know this. So type of display or type of monitor. So the first one here is monochrome display. So I just said you that various technologies are used for making various devices. So one of these is the monochrome. It is one of the older devices. A monochrome monitor is type of CRT. Now what is CRT? I'll discuss. CRT's full form is cathode ray tube. Or look at this. This is the cathode uh, tube, cathode ray tube, and a ray is emitted, and it's a screen, fluorescent coated screen, where this electron is emitted here, and images are found. So actually understanding this in the first single class will not be easy for you, but let me know that this is the old technology. At our homes also we would have seen larger TVs which look similar to this. A screen is there and the back side is little big. Nowadays, of course, we see flat panels. Flat TVs are there now coming, thin. But earlier, or in most of our houses, these kind of TVs are also, televisions are also available, which had a cathode ray emitter. I mean, the electron gun, it is also known as. And the electron is emitted, electron beam is emitted, and it falls on the fluorescent screen, and it displays any moving or a still image. So let's once read this also. It is one of the technology. This may come in your exam also. What is CRT? The cathode ray tube. A cathode ray tube is a vacuum tube that contains one or more electron gun. Electron gun is something which emits electron. Now, what is electron? Why it is emitted? You need to learn a little more, but not in this class. So just for a light idea, as we know that if you want to travel through a vehicle like car, then we need to put petrol in it, uh, and petrol goes to the engine and combustion take place, and the piston moves and it moves the engine and all. So in short, we just need to know that with petrol we can drive a car. The same way, uh, first you take a light idea about how these things are working. No need to go in much depth in the first class. So if you need to know what is this, a cathode ray tube technology, so first of all, I would like to tell you the older TVs, that is, that may be still present at our homes, or bigger monitors you might have seen. Nowadays, of course, we use flat panel monitors, but still in some places you may see a larger monitors, which are nowadays obsolete. Obsolete means they are out of market mostly. but we still need to know their technology. So a cathode ray tube is there. What is a cathode ray tube? It is a vacuum tube that contains one or more electron gun, one or more electron guns for emitting various electrons, rays, and a phosphorescent screen. This fluorescent screen, which is also known as phosphorescent screen. What is phosphorescent screen or fluorescent screen? The good thing about, or the property of that fluorescent screen is when an electron beam falls on it, that particular place illuminate. It eliminate means it lights up that particular place in the screen, in the whole screen. Look, this is a fluorescent screen, and the electron beam is falling here, and only this place will be eliminated, or anywhere on the screen wherever the electron beam is falling, that place will eliminate, and that eliminated particles, you may say, forms any still image or any moving image. So learning in-depth technology may be not easy for you. So let us precise the things, and let us learn only that one of the monitor is monochrome. Look, mono means what? Single color display. I mean, black and white TV. We are talking about black and white. You may call it grayscale. So it is older technology which uses CRT computer display, which was very common in early days of computing. Early days from 1960s through 1980s. Till this, monochrome displays were used. 1980s, this whole decade of 1980s, these were used before color monitor became popular. After that, color monitors started coming. The most important component in the monitor is picture tube. We all have heard it somewhere. Picture tube. So actually, this is the picture tube. Okay, this kind of whole thing, this whole setting is known as picture tube. Okay, so CRT basically means cathode ray tube. A CRT use cathode ray tube technology to display image. So they are large, bulky, and heavy like conventional or old television, because old television also used CRT technology to display television film or television image. To form the image on the screen, an electron gun. Now here starts the main thing that it wants to tell you. Sealed inside the large glass tube, fires its electron. Fires means emits electron at phosphorus coated screen. A screen is there which is coated with the phosphorus material, fluorescent material, to light up the appropriate pixel. Now here comes the most important word in the world of display screens. The pixels are picture elements. It is a derived word from the word picture elements. Picture elements means what? The picture elements are small dots. They are still used in the newer technology also. Pixels are the small dots, very tiny dots, and each dot combined together to form any image. Let me show you with a simple example. Let me paintbrush. Look, this is a screen, suppose, and look, tiny dots I'm making. Okay. Now slowly it is taking form of a circle. Now if dots will be more closer to each other, I'm making little closer. Now the picture is getting sharper than the before. So these are the pixels. These are the pixels which are there on the computer screen, and each pixel get illuminated. And suppose that if you have to form a shape like this, then the electron gun will emit an electron beam on the screen in this way, and this kind of image will be formed. And if the picture is sharp, then what kind of image we see? We see like this, clear pictures. The dots are very close to each other, high density, HD we call it. So You might be getting these things. Since it is your first class, maybe a little hard to understand, but still, if you'll just try to understand, you will get it. So, light up the appropriate pixel in the appropriate color to display the image. Now, this is about the color pixels, color televisions or color monitors. Earlier, monochrome, only black and white display were there. But after color monitor came, there were more electron guns for different colors, and the color combines to form image in the on the screen. The phosphor glow only for a limited period of time. The exposure of the electrons. It's quite simple to understand. The phosphorus screen is eliminated as long as the electron beam is falling over that. If it stops, then it also get stops eliminating. So the monitor image must be redrawn or refreshed continual basis. So in CRT technology, if something has to be displayed regularly, then it has to be refreshed several number of times a second. Okay. Typically, refreshment rate are between 60 to 85 times a second. Means in a second, 60 to 85 times that if since what is the case, the phosphorus screen can only illuminate the image for a while. And once the electron beam stops, it also stops illuminating. So if something has to be displayed over the screen for the longer time, then it need to be refreshed. I mean, the electron beam need to be fall on that place regularly or at this rate, 60 to 80 times a second, so that that particular set of pixels get remains eliminated and you could see in a still or moving image. So with time, and if you'll try in your own, you'll get more about more idea about these things. So let us now continue our discussion. Now color display. So what is color display? Use the same technology, but the color monitor uses sometimes called RGB monitor. What is RGB? RGB stands for red, green, and blue. So the RGB color model is an additive color model in which red, green, and blue lights are added together in various ways to reproduce broad array of color. The name of model comes from the initials of the three additive primary color. Look, dear students, here I would like to add one point. Colors are made by combining are made with the different techniques, but one of the technique is RGB. If you have red, if you have green, and if you have blue, then adding these color in different ratios can form different enormous colors. So this RGB technology means what? In these kind of monitors, we have electron gun, which emits red color, green color, and blue color, basically. But these colors combine in a different ways to form different color over the color screen. So this is how we get color display in what kind of televisions? In the CRT technology. Okay. Because they accept three separate signals and so they form various colors. In contrast, as compared to a monochrome monitor, can display only two colors, one for the background and one for the foreground. Background means either background will be black and foreground, the text will be white, or the background will be white and text will be black. So kind of this. Color monitor implements RGB color monitor model by using three different phosphors that appeared red, green, and blue when activated. Different phosphorus coating is there. A little complicated technology, but still you need to know this. And as the electron beam falls on them, they eliminate with the different colors. And by combining those colors, different ratio, we get various colors. By placing the phosphor directly next to each other and activating them with different intensities, color monitor can create unlimited number of colors. So phosphorus screen is there, where different intensities of electron beam is emitted, and they combine different colors to form unlimited number of colors, or almost all kind of color that you could see. In practice, however, the real number of color that any monitor can display is controlled by video adapter. Video adapter is something which control the color. Okay, so this is the video card which controls everything. So now monitor display type include. So we have various technology of making monitors. So the one is CRT. This is what that's just now we discussed. One is thin film transistor. A thin film transistor, which is also known as TFT LCD, liquid crystal display, is a variant of liquid crystal display that uses thin film transistor technology to improve image quality, such as addressability and contrast. A TFT LCD is an active metric LCD in contrast to passive metric LCD or simple direct driven LCDs. So now these are so many technical terms. You need to understand what is a transistor, what is a thin film transistor. But let us see if any image will be there that may look. This is the microscopic diagram of the pixel layout of a TFT. So instead of watching these things, you can see this also. Image of TFT monitors. Look same. These are TFT monitors. TFT, LED, OLEDs all look same, but the technology hidden behind them is little different. So at your level, it's quite. Um, it is only important to learn the full form if you know TFT. TFT LCD means thin film transistor liquid crystal display, which uses this technology to display images. Flat panel. Flat panel display is an electronic viewing device used to enable people to see the content of a. It is a flat device. TFT is also a flat panel display. Okay. Now liquid crystal display. Now this image may tell you something. This kind of image you might be watching in the display devices in calculators or watches. So a liquid crystal display is a flat panel display or other electronically modulated optical device that uses light modulating properties of liquid crystal combined with polarizers. Liquid crystal do not emit light directly, instead using the backlight or reflector to produce image in the color. So this again is very technical statement. So in short, liquid crystal uh, display is similar to this, what you see, the calculator, and in watches you may have seen this liquid crystal display. So liquid crystal display, this is the earlier model of liquid crystal, but nowadays liquid crystal, look, in 1960s, 1970s, 80s, 2010, there are a lot of advancement in this liquid crystal technology. So you can see some examples. An LCD screen used as notification for traveler. In the railway station, you might have seen this LCD screen. In this calculator kind of instrument, you might see the LCD display. In watches, you may see. So various generations are there of liquid crystal display and the advancement in them. So with time, they became better and better. You can see the history of this liquid crystal display. So when you get time, you just, I mean, see more about these things. So these are the liquid crystal display. So let's go back. Another technology is OLED. It's a new technology. An organic light emitting diode. LED's full form is light emitting diodes. Diodes are electronic components, and light emitting diodes are the diodes which emit lights. Nowadays we see LED bulbs also, where light emitting diodes emit the light. The same way, Using the same technology, we are making LED monitors, hmm, of which organic light emitting diode is one of the variation. Is a light emitting diode in which emissive electroluminescent layer is a film of organic compound that emit lights in response to an electric current. This organic layer is situated between two electrodes. So this is telling you more about the technology, hidden technology. But at your level, you just need to know that OLED is one of the technology which displays, which is used for making display devices. You may see OLED TV or OLED monitor. Look, as I said, LCD, TFT, LED, OLED all look similar. They all are flat panel displays, but the hidden technology is different in these devices. So if you really want to know more about them, then you need to study. So right now, we just need to know what are various display devices or what are output devices. So simple LED is this light emitting diode. You may see these are the LEDs. This is the hidden technology behind them. And these LEDs are also used for making display devices. So these are larger LEDs. Let us see the image of look, this is all the LED. So LED, OLED, LCD, TFT, they all look similar. There are a difference between the technology, but they all look similar. They are all flat panel displays. So at your level, if you are knowing only the full form, then also it's enough for you. And you can see that if you need to know more about them, then you have a lot of means, things where you can see these things. Now let us know about printers. Printer are such devices which are used for outputting anything over the paper or flex material or anything. So in computing, a printer is a peripheral device which make persistent representation of graphics text on paper. While most output is human readable, barcode printers are an example of, now this is starting telling about more about. In our last class, we saw the barcode, and printers can also print barcodes. Huh? So the basic thing is printers are such devices which are used for getting output over the paper. Okay. So we have various technology for making printers also. So here you can see a lot of technology, modern print technology. So let us see the modern print technology ones. One is the laser printer. So let us try to learn the laser printer. Laser printing is an electrostatic digital printing process. It produces high quality text and graphics by repeatedly passing a laser beam back and forth over a negatively charged cylinder called the drum. To define a differentially charged image, the drum then selective collects the correctly and print it over the paper. So this text is so much technical. Let me simplify you and tell you what is a laser printer. And one more thing I'd like to tell you, there are basically two types of printers. One is impact printers. We may find it here, impact printers, and another is non-impact printers. Uh, let us see the differences first, because that is given in a book. impact printer and non-impact printers. Okay. So an impact printer is either a dot matrix printer or printer with a ball that rotates, turns to select single character. Both of these use ink ribbon and they stamp an image into paper. Whereas a non-impact printer having cartridge and the print head injects ink directly on the paper. So more differences you can find. First of all, in order to understand printers, you need to understand these differences. I'll tell you, don't worry. This is the type of printer. It's about impact printer. The printer means the device which outputs over the paper or anything over which you can print. It may be a glass material, it may be a plastic material, anything, but mostly it is a paper. Impact printer, it is a type of printer that works by direct contact of an ink ribbon with paper. You might have seen a typewriter where inked ribbon is there and we type something and the character hits strikes the ribbon and the image get transferred to the ink get transferred to the paper forming an image. So all such printers which uses hitting technology, hitting means striking over the inked ribbon and then the things get printed over there. All such printer which forcefully put some impact on the paper, impress on the paper, all those such printers are known as impact printers. So these printers are typically loud but remain in use today because of their unique ability to function with multi-part forms. An impact printer has mechanisms resemble those of typewriter. Means mostly all the impact printers are, are using the technology similar to the typewriter. For example, dot matrix printer. We'll see more about these printers in our next class, but I have a light idea about this. Dot matrix printer you can find in banks. If you go for printing your passbook statement, the transaction statement over the passbook, then there also you use the dot matrix printer. Dot matrix printer displays, the displays are made out of dots. You might have seen, just suppose A has to be printed, then dot kind of this image is formed with the help of dots. A daisy wheel printer again is a printer having a wheel, and over the wheel a lot of petals are there. In every petal characters are embossed and they rotate, and whichever character has to be printed, it strikes the ribbon and the character get printed. And a similar kind of printer is a line printer. We'll see more about all these printers in our next class. In this class, let us only try to understand what is impact printer and what is non-impact. What is non-impact printer? It is a type of printer that does not hit or strikes on a ribbon. They use either laser, xerographic, electrostatic, chemical, or inkjet technology. They are silent printer, whereas the impact printer are noisy printer. They make noise, whereas the non-impact printers works smoothly. They either inject the ink or use the laser technology to print the things. They normally produces high quality image. And non-printers are generally much quieter. They are less likely to need maintenance and repair. And an example are inkjet, thermal, and laser. So thank you, students. In our next video, we'll see more about these printers. So thank you.